Welcome back. We need to get our thoughts, together. We got our welding project going. We're gonna call this project Learn How to TIG so I can do body work more efficiently. Obviously, we got to clean up all of our messes. We still got the Western hauler that we got to put back together. That one's a whole project. That one's going to start with getting a bonded title, so maybe we'll work through that process. The Camaro needs AC. I'm sure my daughter would love for me to get that took care of. This past weekend, however, I went and bought 4 yards of dirt, and then a buddy had a mound of dirt. He said, just come get this stuff. So my neighbor and I went and got his dirt also. I think we probably ended up moving like 10 yards worth of dirt into my backyard. You'll have to forgive the tall grass because, it's bad. But if you can see the growth behind, nobody's built in the lot behind my house yet, and the erosion is unbelievable. What happened was, at some point in time, they brought a dozer in and cut everything in the back, and it just increased the erosion terribly. So, here's a missing yard or so. Over here, you can tell it ran down the fence line and dug a little hole. And over here is probably the worst. That doesn't look like much, but I came out here and checked it while it was raining, and it was just flowing through there. Oh, the ground is super soft. Looks like the dog decided to get in here and dig a little bit. But yeah, it's just, there's a river underneath the ground that pops out. Well, dog done dug it up some, but kind of pops out here. Then my neighbor's yard comes through. He's the one that helped me fill it in, so he brought a bunch of rock in, filled his side in. At this point, I don't even know. Dang, property behind, growing up uncared for. I feel like it's causing a lot of the problems, just the slope, where the spouts are on the gutters of the house. Say hi, Scrap. Yeah. That's Scrap. He's super useless. All right, focus. We got to get a little more organized, Obviously I got to pick up, but I think I need to get like a dry erase board, hang up somewhere in here in the garage. That way whenever I have a thought of something that I need to do next, we can kind of write it down, have a plan. I'll give you the perfect example. I bought this thing from the internet, streaming media rear view mirror. But for whatever reason, it doesn't actually mount like a rear view mirror. It hangs on a rear view mirror, that's not for me. So I have to buy a mount for it to mount to like a rear view mirror, however that works out. Bought it for my square body. A friend of ours decided that she wanted to do the same. She wanted to get something similar to that for Riley for her Camaro, so she could see well backing up. And I'd already kind of considered it, and then I got the tent done on the square body, and man, let me tell you something, you can't see nothing out of that truck at night when you're backing up. So I was like, well, I'll just grab one, I'll throw it on the square body. If it works well, I'll tell the friend, like, hey, that's a good one for Riley. And yeah, we hadn't got that done because we're not focused. Well, I can't get a haircut. Definitely not getting more dirt right now. That sucked. So let's go get our whiteboard. Get a little organization going. All right, and we're back. Didn't get exactly what I wanted. I was hoping to get a dry erase board that would cover like 2 of the 3 cabinets. Maybe I can still find one. But for now, I got these 3 small ones. So in the Camaro, we still have to figure out the throwdown cable and the transmission. I think probably gonna have to talk to somebody smarter than me about that. We want to get the AC hooked up on that thing, and I'd like to have it have cruise. That would be really nice for Riley in the future. Not right now. I think it's important for her to learn how to hold her pace. Gaddis is my 84, my daily driver. I want to get the AC vents reconnected so that I can put my dash on. Those two kind of go together. Radio kind of goes with that also because I want to put speakers up in the front. Somebody chopped it up, so I have to figure that out. So that's kind of all one concept. We got a rear main leak on our rear main seal leak. Transfer case leak. Need to get those fixed at some point in time. I do have a shake at like 70 miles an hour. License plate light. Whenever I did the last video when I moved the bumper, it's messed up. And then of course that rear view mirror camera kit that I want to get hooked up. In the garage, I need an extension for the welder. So the power cable, I have it plugged in. I just need it to be a little bit longer so I can leave the welder kind of tucked in this corner, not take up so much floor space. Obviously we need to pick up because we need to pick up. And I want to make a welding table. There's a piece of plate that my brother had over there that I could cut. And that piece of plate would actually fit here to here. And I could cut it so it's 30 inches deep. Then I want to put legs on it so that I can adjust it so it rides right underneath this, right? So you slide it in there. It doesn't really take up any space as far as foot room. And then you can slide it out, work on it. That'd be pretty neat. That's kind of a whole nother video idea. A little section of what I need. I know for sure I need brake clean. I think I actually need, okay, knock that down. Some kind of spray lube. By spray lube, I just mean like some WD-40, some ZEP-45, some kind of penetrating oil. Maybe a little bit of all of it. Possible projects. My buddy has a Sentra. Basically, will give it to me for what he could get carrying it to the scrapyard. I want to update the run stand so that you can put a motor hoist over it, pick it up, and set it down without fighting it. The backup camera, obviously. How to get a bonded title for the Western hauler, and then storage, building, shop, combination, and I think maybe that's the one we're going to talk about today. And just like that, we have a reason to make a video. Took my daughter's Camaro, almost took my daughter's Camaro to lunch. Got to the bottom of the hill, brake got soft. Hit it a couple more times, and it basically went to the floor, locked the back tires up, lost front brakes. So now we'll get to diagnose where it went. Pop the cap, all the fluid's gone. The rear fluid is just black, so that's not a good sign. So I'm gonna clean that up real quick, fill it up with fresh fluid, then pump it a couple times and see where this fluid comes out at. We'll go from there. As you can see, the fluid is a shiny mud color. I don't know how bad that could possibly be, but it can't be good. So I'm just gonna soak up every bit of it I can. All right, now that we got that done, now I can hit the brakes and see where the fluid goes. Careful getting the car, it's on jacks. Or it's on A jack. Go ahead.
That's all the way down.
Well, pump it a couple times so it gets hard. You have anything happen in there? Like,
Yeah,
is it
it feels like it's getting
harder to pump up?
Yeah. I just got it held down right now. You keep pumping?
Yeah, pump it some more.
It definitely feels like it's losing pressure.
Huh.
Anything?
Nothing. I don't have fluid going anywhere. So I took the car for a test drive. My mom's house is about 7 miles away. Brought the drone with me while I was doing so. And this is her property. So right here we're looking down at the pasture that we use. Well, this part that's unkept in between these two houses is our second driveway. This triangle up here that's unkept is the bottom of the pasture that we haven't done anything with in years. And then of course there's her house and where she, part of the property she keeps. So if you're looking at it from right about somewhere in here, we can see the whole property. Red is her driveway, her part of the house that she wants to keep. This top half of the in blue is the part that we're using, but I think she wants that to stay relatively clear, and green's empty. All right, so if we were to draw out the bottom section that's never used, this part down here has a pond in it. This is all shrubs and whatnot, trees. This is where the house is. There's a bunch of trees in this area. So best case scenario, we'd do like a driveway up, and then we would set like maybe a row of like a covered parking for spare vehicles. Have the driveway come up and back around, and then eventually we would put like a shop inside the driveway. That way we could have a shop, covered parking area, more room for covered parking around it. So hopefully that's not terribly hard to follow. It's pretty relatively simple concept. We just want to try and minimize the space that we use of my mom's property. So maybe even instead of going up towards her house, we would stay to the right. I just like the idea of putting the shop slash carport kind of up towards her house, just for the simple fact that, if somebody else bought the property, you would kind of want it laid out in a manner that somebody living on the property would use it as opposed to two separate objects. That's actually the reason why I haven't built on it, because, you know, it's not my property. But I do think I'm going to for sure build some car covers. You know, just some kind of simple, 22, 25 foot long by, 12 foot wide, something like that. Carport type shapes. And I'll probably start with like a 4 stall. So instead of, it'd be like 22 by 48, something like that. And then you put 4 cars in that, and then, kind of go from there depending on what we need. But right now we have the Western Hauler, we have the yellow Camaro, we have the white Camaro, and we have my truck. So that's 4 vehicles right now that we could have somewhere else if we did that. So anyhow, that's kind of the idea. We took the Camaro out for a test drive. We have no more brake leakage. I have no idea what happened. The fluid was basically empty in the front brakes master cylinder reservoir. I cleaned everything up, filled it up, and now I'm having no leak issues at all. I don't know what that means. I'm probably going to test drive it a couple more times, and if I don't have any more issues out of it, I'm just going to have to assume I never actually looked in there and checked the brake fluid. So maybe literally it was always really low, and we used it a little bit. Brake pads wore out a little bit, and that was enough to move the fluid out of the reservoir. I don't know. We'll have to look at it. But yeah, as of right now, this is what we drove out to my mom's property. So Camaro's still up and running. My square body is still up and running, although I didn't drive it this week. Maybe next week. Got a haircut. But the reason why we're going to cut this video a little short is we got a new dog. Her name is Astrid, and she is a black lab. Seems to be of a pretty good pedigree. We'll see how that plays out. I don't know that we're going to do anything with her other than be a house dog, but I would like her to be at least capable of going to a hunt test or something. So it's just always fun teaching a dog to retrieve and whatnot. So maybe we'll add that to the list. Maybe we need to change this channel to like built for it, instead of built for dirt, built for it. And then when they say, what's it built for? Whatever we may be doing, you never know. We might be building blinds here in the future. So, or dog boxes. Be a perfect use for my TIG experience, right? So anyhow, I just want to say thank y'all for watching. We're going to keep on getting at it, and we'll see y'all next time.